قد أفلح المؤمنون.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The other day, I had a discussion with one of our Salafi brothers, Farid, and I wanted to share with you what he had to say about our discussion, inshallah.
Akhi, don't appeal to the
Have you read?
makhluqat. The scholars are in ijma' on that Basair is authentic.
Not sure if you guys got that. He said, don't appeal to the makhluqat, don't appeal to the manuscripts. Well, how are we supposed to know what an author included in his book if we don't return to the manuscripts? So here's what's going on. You have a copy of Basair al-Darajat in Maktabat Majlis al-Shura in Iran that doesn't mention this business about 12 imams. What the heck's going on? By the way, I couldn't answer during the discussion because you kept on speaking over me and cutting me off every time I tried to respond to you. But listen, I understand that this information may be hard to come across. If you need this, if you need a digital copy of this manuscript, I'll happily share it with you. You can come to me for knowledge about Tashayyu, bro. I don't mind helping you out.
Now, the first thing I want to address from this video is Brother Farid's last statement, which is about me going to him about Shiaism. The issue is, brother, I'm more interested in discussing Sunnism with you. Because for me, I believe in Shiaism. I want to see, do you have a better argument than we do? How can I believe in Sunnism or follow a religion that doesn't allow for me to ask questions? This is something that I will not be able to get over.
Okay, can I ask you a question about your books? Yes?
That's not how it works here. But this for you is sufficient.
If you would like, we can set up a discussion where you have a certain amount of time and I have a certain amount of time, and that way we wouldn't have to cut each other off. And we can each get our own time to speak and give our arguments. This will deal with the issue of me cutting you off and the confusion of that, which happened from the poor internet connection. And it would also deal with the fact that you brought me down when I hadn't finished replying to your points and you just went on responding to my points. But nevertheless, we can go back to your assertion about the manuscripts, inshallah. The reason I didn't want to go back to the manuscripts is because it would have diverted us from our point. If Brother Farid wants to go to the manuscripts, this is no issue. I can provide exactly that for him, inshallah. Now, let's start with the first manuscript. On January 16, 2023, Brother Farid posted a manuscript in which he said, this is one of the manuscripts that the Iranians do not publish. If we go to that same manuscript that Brother Farid posted, we can see that the 12 Imams are referenced in that same manuscript. Today, Brother Farid posted another manuscript. And in this one, surprise, surprise, the 12 Imams are referenced again on page 123. And finally, I wanted to include the most authentic manuscript in my eyes that we can attribute to Muhammad bin Hasan al-Safar radwanullahi ta'ala alayh, because it's only been copied 2 times since the original inception of Basair al-Darajat. Now, all 3 manuscripts include the same hadith mentioned in the copy of Basair al-Darajat that we have today. And this should be a sufficient enough argument to prove that this hadith was authentically attributed to Muhammad bin Hasan al-Safar. In conclusion, manuscript arguments are not something I enjoy doing with a fellow Muslim. But if Brother Farid wishes, we can also open up Bukhari and examine not only the differences in manuscripts, but also the amazing differences we have in the copies published today and what is wrong with them. With this, I bid you farewell and thank you for listening. It has been a minute since my last discussion with Brother Farid, and since he has a reply to my last video, I'll be putting the nail in the coffin of his argument. Today, inshallah, I'll be showing you how far along Brother Farid has come since our last discussion. And we'll be doing this by re-examining Brother Farid's arguments. Now, firstly, in a discussion between me and Brother Farid, he claimed that Basair al-Darajat does not have a hadith of 12 Imams in the original manuscripts. And he did so by quoting a manuscript that was terribly preserved from the 10th century. This manuscript has roughly around 194 pages, compared to the 419 found in a manuscript from the 11th century. Now, it would make more sense for me to quote the much more preserved manuscript than the less preserved manuscript. That's if I was honest in the way that I did naql. In my video replying to Brother Farid's argument, I put a scan from the library of Ayatollah al-Mir'ashi of his copy of Basair al-Darajat and his manuscript, which is the oldest manuscript we have today, and it had the names of the 12 Imams, which Brother Farid recognized. But subhanAllah, what Brother Farid dismissed or did not talk about was the fact that it is the oldest manuscript that we have on our hands. And I thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that who's capable of recognizing it, which means that he also knew that it's the oldest one. Let's look at the manuscript Brother Farid gave us. He gave us a manuscript that's not the oldest, and also not the most preserved, and yet he wants the Shia to take that manuscript over the other ones, and claims that based on the manuscript he's bringing, no 12 Imam Hadith is found in Basair. Yes, it seems like a valid argument. Now, Brother Farid seems to concede to us, on Twitter, that he knew that there was a 12 Imam Hadith, but it was referred to as the 12 Muhaddithin. And this seems interesting to us because Brother Farid, Habibi, the title of the chapter is a chapter in the Imams, that they're Muhaddithun. And your claim to fame is that people like al-Saffar, who were existent before Zaman al-Ghayba, did not believe in 12 Imams. Rather, they just believed in the Imams beforehand and did not know the number. Subhanallah, akhi, you seem to change your mind consistently. But and no worries, Brother Farid will come up to a response to the argument I just gave, because according to him, in this Twitter post I will show right now, we Shias are not honest to begin with. But no worries, Brother Farid. Inshallah, we will be presenting you with not our words, but rather the book. So you can go back to it, inshallah, and find this narration. Here in Basair al-Darajat, we find a hadith that does say 12 and does say Imams. Now we ask Brother Farid, what is your response to this? Because, akhi, it seems like every time we bring an argument, you change what you originally argued for. And now I would like to conclude with this. I take this as a sign of conceding from Brother Farid, because he does not want to respond to my last video, nor does he want to accept a timed discussion, but rather he wants to go on Twitter and respond to people who asked him about my discussion with him. Now, since Brother Farid has conceded, we request from the Sunni community, as does the Sunni community as I'm about to show, a debater or a counterpart who will be capable of proving his religion from his books. Because we, as the Shia, are done answering to these very fallacious claims, and we would like to see a Sunni prove his religion to us. Any Sunni who's willing to do that, please get in contact with me, and inshallah, you can prove your religion. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you guys, and may you have a great day.
كان هو بينك وبين الله والله عجيب والله عجيب والله ضعيف